Welcome back to another SolidWorks tutorial. Today we'll be looking at a basic assembly, basically a 3-component assembly. In assembly generally, I like using my planes as a mating function rather than just the normal surfaces of the component. Later you'll see why. For me it's just a bit easier. Therefore, it is very important to make sure that all your planes or your components sit mid-plane or at the center of it if you're using my method. Again, this is not the only way of doing it, and there is multiple other methods as well. So as you can see, we already loaded into SolidWorks. So basically, just to give an idea, you can actually just pause the screen here, just to give an idea of my sketch. So basically, that's my sketch. I made this L and I just extruded it. So it's 10, that length, that's 100, that's 170, and then obviously it sits halfway to the origin, 85, and the same with the other side, 50. Okay, so that's just to give an idea of how the plate that I'm using was drawn. I'll also just show you this. So if you want to try it, this one is just 20 and then extrusion back. So these are pre-drawn my plate. Same with this one, it's just a 30 diameter and then extrusion back. You can just pause the screen as I go on. And then obviously this one is 5 diameter and then 5 from the edge. Okay, so basically that's the plate that I've drawn. You can just on each individual section, you can just pause and then just create the plate yourself. I just want to give you an idea of how to do assembly. Then also I have a different component. I have a pinion that fits into that small little hole. So basically my pinion, just give an idea, it's just a 5 diameter hole and I just extruded it. Not sure, I think I extruded it, let's just see, 21 millimeters. Okay, and then the revolve looks like a wheel almost. This one you know from my previous tutorial, I've shown you step by step how to do a revolve and how to draw this one. So just go back to the video that says revolve. So basically to start off assembly, you click here on top by saying new, you go to assembly, you just click on assembly and you say okay. And obviously now there's no need to view your planes as yet. Okay, so you can just view your planes, and then as you can see, because all the other ones are open, all the other drawings, it automatically puts it here. It says open documents, so all these ones are open. So depending on if you don't want to use certain amounts, you can just close them and then they will disappear here, or you can open ones and they'll be added here. Basically, let's just insert a component plate. There's my plate. I think your plate initially maybe it will look something like this, so you just obviously rotate it to make sure you can see everything and you just place it there. Okay, so now what I start doing now is I start inserting my other plates or my other component, sorry. So let's just insert component. Now we want to insert the revolve we made. Okay, so now you can't rotate because it's going to rotate the whole screen. So basically for the revolve, just place it anywhere. Please don't place it on the sketch, it's just going to make it much difficulter to see what you're mating with what. Okay, so let's just view our planes. Just makes it easier because like I said, I use my planes as mating functions. So let's say this one, this plane here, we obviously go here on top. We want to say mate, position two components relative to one another. So we say mate. Let's say we want to mate the front plane to the right plane. Can you see what it does? It automatically snaps it to it in a position. Okay. And then we just say yes. I want to do it that way. And then also make sure this edge is on this side, on the outer side. So let's add another mating function. So now we can say when I mate, let's say that plane, top plane, with this top plane. So it's just on the same height because it's gonna go in there. We say yes, and then obviously most of the time you'll see when you do assembly, it needs 3 mate selections before it sits exactly where you want. So most of the time would be 3. Some applications, which is very rare, would be 2. Okay, and obviously now we want to let this hole sit in there. So what we can do is I can select now this surface here at the back, and I can say it needs to sit there, and then you can see it snaps to it. But now what I can do is I can say I want it to sit at a certain distance. So I just go here, say a certain distance. Let's make it sit 1. Okay, let's just first give an idea what it does. Let's say 10. So as you can see now, this surface to this blue surface is 10 millimeters apart, that section. So if we change this to maybe 1, you see it comes closer to this component. Okay, so let's just leave it at 1. We just say yes, okay. And now we want to insert that little pinion in this little hole. So now we just say insert another component, assembly pinion, just drop it anywhere. And now again, we want to assemble it in that little hole. So as you can see, that plane sits also in the middle of that hole. Okay, so you can say top plane, let's just say mate, top plane to this top plane, snaps to that top plane. We can also say this plane here in the middle should be equal to this plane. Okay, and then it snaps to that. Can you see now? It's in the right direction, it just needs to go in there now. So this is very easy. You just click on your surface, you click on the inside, and it snaps it to it. And you just say yes. Now you can actually see that it's sticking on both sides. So basically, it's just the locking pin. It's just locking it into place. Okay. So to make sure that this wheel doesn't come off while it's being used. So basically, this plate, like I've said, I just designed it quickly just to give an idea of how to do assemblies. So most of the time, I use my planes as mating functions, but there's also different methods of doing it. For instance, you can do distance mates, you can do parallel, perpendicular, tangent, coincident, coeccentric, all those type of things. So this is not the only method of doing it. If I can give you an idea, let's just maybe delete. Say we delete the revolve. Yes. Okay. Let's say we want to add it. Again, let's see if we can use a different method of adding it. So what you can do is you can actually say, for instance, let's make this equal to that, so it snaps to it, and you can see that the edge is still on that side, so you just say yes, but now it's sitting in the wrong place. So now we want to make sure that this back side is equal to this front side again, so we just say that should initially equal that, and now it moves forward. Can you see that? It slipped all the way forward now. So as you can see now, it snapped to the back of that. So if you want to change it, just click on the one that you did and you say view mates, click on that one, you say edit feature, and then we just say flip direction. If you flip it the other way, it's going to do it the other way. Can you see now? Now it's here, it's going 20 back, and if you say flip, it's flipping it the other way around. Okay, so now you can see there's a from there to there should be 20. So let's just make it 1 like the previous one, so it's very close to it. Not 13, 1, and we just say yes, we confirm it. Now our component right. So as you can see now, for this one I only use 2 mating functions. I use the circle inside and then also the back surface to where I want it to sit. So there's multiple ways of doing this. It just depends on what components you have at the current time. So for instance, this assembly will be different to maybe a assembly of a lot of pulleys because of certain offsets. So it would be different, one assembly to the other one. So basically, thank you for watching this tutorial. Leave a comment if it was helpful. Otherwise, what would you rather see, or what would you add? And then also stay tuned, as there is more tutorials to follow.